We are ready to get this week started. Last week was not that productive, so I was not very happy about it. We were a little bit, me and my cousin Leo, we were a little bit disappointed with the way we were progressing on the team. So yesterday we had to address it rather than a cold call, like I mentioned. But I think things are moving pretty good this morning. I feel like the team is more motivated. And at the end of the day, if you have somebody in your team that's dragging you down, you have to make adjustments. And if you have to let them go, then you have to let them go. We're running a business and this is something serious. I want you guys to learn from what's going on here. We did pick 5 guys when we started, and just like anything, you cannot, there's just have to be a massive amount of luck to get 5 guys that are going to stick throughout the entire process. And that's something that we're learning from. I do, at the end of the day, want everybody to stick because I chose them for a reason. So I'm very happy that they're motivated again. We're going to get this going. We got the day started by, I ran a mile this morning. I watched like 5 videos from Nick Reese on YouTube while I was doing that. Got super motivated, got hyped up, and sometimes, as an individual, you need that. So Nick Reese, thank you for the videos. I know you're probably not watching this, but still, doesn't matter. Thank you for that. So this morning I got up, watched all that, ran, made some breakfast, dropped off my daughter, and while I was doing all this driving around, I was on the phone with my mom. Dude, I was networking with my mom. Seriously. I called her to see how she was doing. And then, she right now she doesn't have a job, so I told her, you know a lot of older Mexican people, and sometimes if you got to talk to them, maybe they want to sell their house. I don't know. And just by picking my mom's brain, we found out that there's actually 3 people that she has heard that are wanting to sell their house that is currently being rented, and that's what it's really all about. You got to call your aunts. If you're just getting started in this business and you don't want to reach out to people that are already doing this because you're scared, because you feel like they're not going to answer you the phone, then that's fine. Start with your inner circle. Call your friends. Call your parents. Call your, that's if you don't live with them. Call your relatives. Call your brothers, sisters, your aunts. It doesn't matter. Even if you want to get started, you guys, and you guys are scared to cold call, this is a great way to get started, and I'm going to give you guys a good tip. So something that you can do if you've never cold called before, you can call your aunt if she has a house and just tell your aunt, Aunt, I'm going to ask you some questions. Just please answer them as best as you can. I'm starting to get into this business, and I'm going to ask you some questions, and let's see where we go with this, okay? So, do a cold call with your aunt. Just do a practice cold call. Go through all the questions, get all the information that you need from her, and maybe you'll get some practice from her answers so that when you're out on the field asking the real motivated sellers, you'll know what to expect. So those are some of the things that I was thinking of telling you guys, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that are scared to get started because they've never done this. They feel like this is something that is definitely possible, but they're scared to come out of their shell. And I was like, well, maybe this is a great tip for those who are kind of like a little bit scared but really want to do it and just don't know how to get started. So I suggest that you call family members and just practice with them. Just something off topic but kind of similar. Here in the office or here at the shop, when we screen print, we have the order that is from the customer, which in this case, let's just say it's the house. We cannot start printing that order or working this customer for that house if we haven't practiced. If you don't have the practice to get that order done, then you're probably going to mess it up and it's going to go bad, whatever the case may be. So what we do is we grab a test print t-shirt. We print it on there. We make sure that everything is lined up. We make sure that all the colors are the right colors, and then we go ahead and we print that order. So the same concept goes for the house flipping. You want to call your aunt, which is calling your aunt is the test print t-shirt, and you want to make sure you finesse the game. Make sure that you got the right questions. Make sure that you get enough information out of her, and that way when you're ready to go out on the field, you know what to ask, and everything is going to go a lot smoother so that you can get that order completed, buy the house, and then flip it. So kind of like a weird analogy there, but it's the same thing. You know, you have to finesse your game. You have to make sure that you learn what you're getting into and go from there. So this morning, like I said, I called my mom. We got some networking with my mom. My dad used to work for this guy that owned like maybe 30 to 50 properties, and now he's into fixing them and flipping them rather than wholesaling them, because he has the capital to do it. So I'm gonna go pick his brain this week. And also my wife's cousin, she kind of does the same thing at a slower pace, but she's still doing it. So that's the difference between a lot of people that are thinking of doing it and the people that are taking action and actually doing it. So you can get overload information with everything that's on YouTube, with everything that's online. You know, all these gurus, all these mentors that are out there, they give a ton of information. You can study this for 6 months and never do a deal. You can study this for an entire week and in a month get a deal or two. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about putting in the footwork. If you never get out there, if you never cold call, if you don't talk to your neighbors, your parents, blast it on Facebook. Craigslist is free. You know, you have all these platforms that are free at your fingertips, you know. So there's really no excuse. You really have to take action. If you never take action, this is just never going to happen. And that is the bottom line. So for those out there who want to get started, I encourage you to start with maybe making a company name for yourself. Get some information on how to do house flipping, and get started with bandit signs. You know, create a bandit sign. Make yourself a personal Instagram, a personal Facebook for the business. Go ahead and create a free Craigslist ad. They don't charge for that. Create a Twitter account. Create a Snapchat account, and just start telling people what you do. You know, it's very simple. You just have to do it. And somebody might give you a call and saying like, hey, I saw your ad and I'm trying to sell my house. How much would you give me for it? You know, if you run into a situation where you don't know what to offer, then seek out for help. Trust me, everybody that's into doing this, they're willing to help. Especially if you're going to JV. If you don't know what a JV is, it's basically getting help from somebody else and splitting the money. End of the deal. Learn from it, use it, and put it to work again. Repeat the process and get it going. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. This morning I'm just ready to go. I've been up for, for 4 hours now. So the day is just getting started for me, and look at all the stuff that I've done. If you want to wake up at 9 in the morning and just get your day started at 9, well then that's just what you decide to do. But if you really want to get this business going, you got to get up early and start working your dream so that you can make it come true. Otherwise, you're just going to be sitting on the couch watching YouTube videos and learning the information and never doing nothing about it. So I'm going to leave you guys with that, and we're out of here for the channel. I got to get back to work.